What's up, guys? It's Sammy and Michael back with another video. Sorry about, being gone for so long again. I know I told you in the last video, I wouldn't be gone for very long, and that I was back permanently, but I made my promise. I'm still here permanently. I'm not going anywhere. You guys don't have to worry about that. I'm not going nowhere. But, before that, let me just start by saying I'm sorry for what happened. It's been a while since I made a video, and honestly, I was not planning on getting sick, but that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, let's get into that, and then I also want to say beforehand that, when I make this video, I just want to say that I personally hate glue traps. I hate glue traps whatsoever. I hate them. They're inhumane. If you agree with me, please leave a like. I don't care. It's just a thing that I have. So, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Can we say hi, Tofu?
Tofu?
She's a baby. You're tired. Okay, I'll let you go.
So, like I said, I got sick. I had a really bad flu. For whatever reason, as soon as I made that last video, I just got a really bad flu. And, I've never gotten a flu before, or at least not one that bad. It was getting so bad to the point where I honestly couldn't breathe in without having some kind of mucus clog my throat or whatever. It's disgusting, I know. But, yeah, so that happened, and I had to go to the hospital for that. So, that's unfortunate. But, that's okay, because the doctor that I had was amazing. He prescribed some stuff for me, gave me a shot. It was done within a couple of minutes. So, yeah, that's okay. um, I actually had to use this stuff for my throat and had to gargle it 3 times a day. It was disgusting. And what made it worse is that you couldn't drink water afterwards, or else it make the taste even more horrible. And like any person who goes to a doctor, I didn't listen. So, please listen to your doctors. So, what I actually wanted to talk about was glue traps. As you all know, I work in a school. I usually work overnights, but we just recently went on to working during the day, like during school and everything. So we go in, we watch the kids, make sure they're not making a mess or anything. We clean the hallways, wipe stuff down, the usual stuff. It's just cleaning. It's not that bad. It's just that sometimes, well, not just sometimes, the school has a mouse problem. The school has a pest problem already. It's in the middle of a field. There's nowhere else for the animals to go. It's the only building over there. So where are the animals gonna go? They're obviously gonna go in the building. So, um, they started putting glue traps down. I hate glue traps. I personally hate them. I don't want them anywhere near me. I don't want to see them. Don't want to look at them. But, in this particular school, it was worse because there was a huge mouse population in the school. So, with all the glue traps being around, there were a lot of mice that were dead and some that were alive. And so, I was the one in charge of getting them all out. Dead or alive didn't matter. My mom didn't care. Boss didn't care. They just wanted them out, gone, dealt with, dead, whatever. Personally, I can't kill an animal. That's not my thing. It's not my nature. I can't do it. But it had to be done. It had to be taken out. So, that's what I did. Now, I usually have a routine of getting these mice off the glue traps, the ones that are alive anyway. I usually get them off in a certain way. That way they're not hurting, there's a little bit of stuff on their legs or whatever, but that's fine, because they can get it off, they chew it off, whatever they gotta do to it. And usually, I can get them off. They're just the regular old paper glue traps, and it's fine. And I get to this one that my mom showed me, and it wasn't your regular glue trap. It was a almost like a cup a little bit. So it was kind of difficult because somehow this little guy, and mind you, this is a baby mouse. So I'm extremely like trying to get this thing off, trying to get off, and trying to get this little guy to stay alive. I was just trying to get this little mouse off this glue trap so it didn't die. That was all I was trying to do. And I go through my usual routine, just trying to get it off. I get the tail and the one of the back legs off. But then I notice that this little guy is struggling to get off of the glue trap. And that's when I noticed that its little leg that was still stuck in there, the back leg, because I only gotten one leg of the tail out. And then I realized that the other leg was broken. So already we were having troubles because I didn't want to break it any further. I didn't want to hurt the animal. I didn't want to hurt it any further. So already we're off to a bad start. Back leg's broken. Mouse is freaking out. I'm upset with the glue trap. But this little guy was smart. See, there were other bugs and other things caught on the same glue trap, like this little cup thing that I mentioned earlier. It was on this little cup thing I mentioned earlier. So, this little guy started doing the smart thing and started eating the other things that were on this other glue trap. So I knew, just let it go, I was smart, I knew it. He was just trying to keep himself calm, keep his food, energy, all that stuff kind of up. Just not trying to freak out on me. And so I was like, we got this, I can do this, we got you, I see you, you're smart, I got you. But I get to the front two legs, I get one out, and try to pull the other one out. And I didn't notice this at the time, but I heard the little guy squealing and squeaking and making a whole bunch of noise, and it was freaking both me and the mouse out. So I was like, what I gotta do? What do I gotta do? How can I save you? How can I help? How can I do this? What do I gotta do? So he got his little nose stuck in there as I was trying to pull his leg out. And I had to pull the nose back out again. So this little guy was still smart, still just eating away. And when I lifted up the little mouse's head, his chest was ripped open. Let that sink in. His chest was ripped open. You could see the rib cage, the muscles over it, everything. That's when I knew things weren't going to work out. But I didn't want to give up. It was sad, but I didn't want to let this little guy go. I couldn't do it. But I continued trying to help this little guy. And before I could actually get the little guy out, he had died from the shock of having his chest ripped open, his leg broken, and he was stuck. I couldn't do anything to help him because he was already gone. But not only did that make me really upset and sad that I couldn't help this little animal get a new chance on life, but afterwards I realized and figured out that I could have gotten him off easily with soap and water. It was that easy. Soap and water. Not only that, but I could have also used any kind of cooking oil, vegetable oil, whatever kind of oil that I had on hand. And I could have gotten him out but I didn't know that at the time. So the little guy was gone, which is a really sad thing to watch happen, especially when you're the one trying to save the animal. If only he had just held on just a little longer, I could have easily gotten him off. But you can't save everything. You can't save every animal that you see that's in trouble. Sometimes they're just too far gone. And that's just life. It's not something that you can really control. People see a mouse, a rat, spider, scorpion, wasp, think it's a pest. They think it's gonna hurt you, gonna bite you as soon as it looks at you. When really, that was not the case. It is not the case. But this little guy was one of those cases. And it's sad to say, but he's gone. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, because I firmly believe that all animals go to heaven. I'm a firm believer of that. We'll never stop believing. And so, yeah. So, I did the only thing that I knew what to do, and I continued getting the mouse off. I didn't care that he was dead anymore. I didn't want him to be on that glue trap anymore, though. And I took him into the very back. I dug a very good-sized hole so no animals could get to him, and buried him. And the people at my job were saying, "It's just a mouse, why do you even care?" And I say, because it's a living creature just like all of us. And I was not gonna let it sit there. I'm sorry I'm getting emotional. I'm sorry that this isn't as lighthearted as I want it to be. But it's just a fact of life. It happens. Death happens. We're all gonna die eventually. But that's okay. So, like I said, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And if you guys want to see that light, then you can go onto my Instagram and you can see the picture I posted, because I found 5 baby mice. I found 5 baby mice the very next day. So, I couldn't save one, but I saved 5. Not only that, but the mom, dad, whatever you want to call it, the parents, the parents of these little mice, I got them as well. So I saved 7 mice. No. I saved 6, because one of them didn't want to be caught and ran off. So I feel better about that, because I couldn't save one, but I saved 6. So that's the end of my little story time. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, please go down in the comments and leave a like, leave a comment, share the video, subscribe to the channel, go down, click that notification bell, turn the notifications on so you can get updated every time I make a new video. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Stay awesome. I love you, and mwah, and goodbye, and I will see you next time.
Every single day